And looking at all the explosives that Mississippi State was able to get through the passing game this past weekend, where were the breakdowns there, and what can you guys do to address them before you go against this very explosive team you're about to face?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every week, being able to win your 50-50 balls, your 50-50 matchups. That's something we're going to go out to practice and work on today a lot, and something we've stressed every day. And we talk about it every week. The number one way to eliminate explosive plays is your effort, and your technique, obviously, but the overall effort and running the ball, that's how you eliminate explosive.
Yeah, Dan, obviously everyone knows you walk on here at Georgia. I'm curious if there was ever a moment where you realized, not only can I play here, but I can be like a really good football player here. And has there been a recollection or a thought process that your football journey is not done here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually got the chance to answer that question the other day, but I think in terms of me, I've always had that confidence and belief in myself, but I've had a lot of help and support through family and friends and coaches along the way who's encouraged me and given me that confidence too when I might have lacked it. But it's easier for me when I'm playing against guys who are very similar and give it their all every day at practice, and just having faith or confidence in them, and then it helps me when I know where my help is on the field, and and just the great coaching staff that we have here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Dan, to your left, is it safe to say when you grew up in this state, your identity to learning about Georgia football was with Coach Richt?
No doubt.
What he means to you, this program, and what he's trying to do with his goal of trying to raise money for two of the institutions?
Yeah, it's like you said, growing up watching Coach Rick and all the great players that he had, and then he always made an impact to stress his faith, and that's something that I'm big on. I know that God's blessed me with all the opportunities that I've been given, and at the end of the day, just thanking Him for those. And it's like you said, growing up an hour from here, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and just thankful for the opportunity.
Dan, I'm sure you'll learn more about Texas as this week goes on, but what do you know at this point about their offense, about what you guys are going to be up against?
Yeah, it's another great SEC opponent. I know that, and they have a very explosive offense, like you said. Great skill players, great running back, great quarterback. But thankfully, so do we, and we see that every week in practice. And it's another week where, it's like every other week. The work that we put in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is going to give us the confidence to go out there and do what we need to do. So.
Hey Dan, over here. How many times Andrew and friends asked you about the comment that Shannon Sharp made about you, that little clip? How many times have you seen that yourself, and what do you think?
Yes, sir. I've seen that a lot from my family and friends. Being in the position that I am, I don't feel like I spend a whole lot of time on social media. I try to limit myself, but they send me that. But it's like every other thing. You can't listen to that too much, and you just got to go to work. So.
Jen, what lessons do you hope you guys learned from playing in that Alabama environment, and especially handling it early on?
Yeah, thankful for the opportunities that we've had this year with those 9 games already on the road, and it's like any other week in the SEC. You got to bring your best, and nothing different there.
Dan, can you put into perspective KJ's advancement in this defense? I know it's a tough defense, and he's a young guy, but what have you seen, and what's happening behind the scenes that's allowed him to improve as much as we've seen him improve this season?
Yeah, I think just being in meetings and growing as much as he can, taking notes every day, sitting right beside us, just working on the small details, and then Coach T. Rob and all of our other coaches do a great job of stressing to him and all of us defensive backs. The importance every week. So.
What kind of an opportunity is this for you guys to go on the road, play a number 1 team? You guys have been number 1 team a lot of your career here. Mm-hmm. What's the role reversal kind of?
It's like you said, it's a great opportunity, and I think it's a lot of the reasons that you choose to come to an institution like this, a place like Georgia. I know it's one of the reasons that I came back, but it's like you said, we work hard every week just like everybody else, and one thing that my coaches have always told me, it's a big game because we're in it, and I think that's kind of how we're looking at it too.
No, it seems like Coach Smart is pretty intense on the sidelines during games. I think he is in practice too. How would you just describe his coaching demeanor and how you guys handle it?
It's very intense, but it's just another reason that we're always ready to play because of the passion and the energy that he comes with every single day. Not only on Saturdays, but a sideline on a college football game is a very intense place to be, and he does a great job of showing up with intensity and passion. So.
Thinking about that Alabama game, do you think you guys were tight or anxious? And as a kind of a veteran leader, what can you do to alleviate that this time?
I don't, like to look back in the past too much, but I think, every week throughout the week when we put in the work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, especially our work days, we should be able to cut it loose on Saturdays, and that's what I expect for this weekend.
Dan, you mentioned bringing your best every week. Looking back at the Mississippi State game, do you feel like you guys as a defense brought your best?
Mm-hmm. I think we have still yet to put together a full 4-quarter game defensively, and I'm excited for this weekend to be able to do that.
And just to follow up on that, what do you feel like as a defense you guys need to do to put together that complete game?
Have a great week of practice. I think that's where it starts, and that's where it's been. That's where it's been since I've been here, and I think starting today, that's what needs to happen.
Dan, you guys are Underdog, I think, for the first time in a few years, and does that add anything? I mean, I know you're supposed to play the same level every week, but is there a little something extra for a game like this going in, knowing that most people expect you guys to lose?
I don't think we're really worried too much about outside expectations. I don't personally believe that we're ever an underdog, but that's kind of how it might be how I've been seen throughout my career, but I'm not worried about the guys we have in our room one bit. So.
Yeah, Dan, just what have the film sessions been like as you've gone back and watched that Mississippi State game? Is it a lot of obvious mistakes? Is it effort mistakes like you mentioned earlier? Just what is the feeling been as you've gone back and broken down some plays Mississippi State generated?
I think a little bit of both. I think we have lacked in effort at some times, but I think just going back and just being able to look yourself in the mirror personally and see what you did wrong, and then it just goes back to playing as a unit, knowing where your help is, and especially as a back end, just being able to over communicate. I think that's what's most important going forward.
What's the toughest part of your job when you face a quarterback who completes over 72% of his passes? Is his patient, and then can also beat you with flags?
Yeah, thankfully, it's like I mentioned earlier, we're thankful enough at the University of Georgia to go against great offenses every single day, and with the skilled players and the quarterback that we have, I have complete confidence in our defense, and I know that the coaches are also going to have a great game plan for us. So just being able to go out and execute that, and it starts today in practice.
Dan, we got to see a little bit more of Ellis on Saturday. What kind of progress have you seen from him as he goes through his freshman year?
Yeah, he's a great athlete, great competitor. Is what I love seeing most in Ellis, and just love watching him continue to get better each week at practice and competing against these guys.
We have another for Dan. All right, Dan, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.